Hello, my amazing artists, and welcome. Just a small reminder that when you place your paper in front of you horizontal, the longest edges are going to be at the top and the bottom. And when you place your paper in front of you vertically, that means the long edges are going to be on the left and the right. That is for a regular piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, which is what this printer paper is. It's a little hard for you to tell, but when I place my paper in front of me, I'll either tell you that it's vertical or horizontal. So, okay, this first video is for the littles. I'm going to place my piece of paper in front of me first, horizontal, and then I'm going to fold the edge up. I just want to mention that right now, while I'm talking, it is snowing outside. What? That's so exciting. It's so crazy. I love it. So now I have folded horizontally. My paper was horizontal and I folded the bottom up and I created two symmetrical boxes. I'm going to turn my piece of paper vertically and I'm going to fold the edge. I'm going to make sure that this line in the center matches the line in the back. I'm going to try and cover the back of the page so that I can't see it. It's lined up perfectly. You want to make sure that if your piece of paper is in any way slanted, that you fix it, that it's nice and straight. I have this, which helps me to crease my paper. You can also use a pen or a pencil. Get those creases nice and crisp. The crisper they are, the better you can see them. You'll see that this middle crease is much crisper, so I can see it better than the one that's vertical. So I'm going to recrease that. And again, I'm going to use a tool. You can use the handles of scissors or a pencil or something that's not going to make a mark. All right, so now my paper is in front of me vertically. I'm going to fold to the center, but not over that line, just as close as I can, making sure that the line in the center matches the line in the center. At this piece of paper, hold, press, press to the left, press to the right. You can also take your fingernail and press. You can also use a tool and press that too. Now I have 4 boxes here, 2 boxes that are large. These 4 are symmetrical, they match, but this side and this side are not symmetrical. So I want them to be. I'm gonna press again. This will get me to 8 symmetrical boxes. Oh, sorry. So right now my piece of paper is vertical because that's how you need to fold, or your book or your zine will be too small, too narrow if you fold it incorrectly. So make sure you're folding vertically. You're gonna make what looks like shutters, and I have a slight gap here that's important. And I can also check to make sure everything's nice and straight, and you want to do that as well, and if not, go ahead and fix it. Then I'm going to turn my piece of paper, so now it's horizontal, and I'm going to fold it down. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, all symmetrical. The boxes, and a 4th grader mentioned this, the boxes are all vertical. However, the piece of paper itself is horizontal in front of me. I'm going to take this first box and I'm going to slip it under. And I know where to slip it under because I'm going to make sure that each edge guides me. So I'm going to slip it under. If this starts to fight with you, you're just going to recrease it. And you're telling the paper when you crease it what to do. I could also take my tool. You can buy these at Jerry's Artorama or Michael's. Now I have 3 boxes and 1 tucked underneath. I'm gonna fold over twice, recrease. I know I'm sort of cheating by using this tool, but I just wanted to show it to you. Pressing. Again, it's snowing. So exciting. Now I have 2 boxes. I'm gonna fold this one over. After all my creasing, I should see the letter W or M, and how I'm going to grade you is actually on your edges. So when I look through the Zoom or in class, I'm looking for points that look like they could almost cut something. They're so pointed. Look, I like the shadow that it makes too. It's an M. So this is what you're looking for. The top is always going to be the folded edge, and the bottom is always going to be the open edge. On the front, you're going to write the elements of art. Let me show you my book. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get it out of my bag. Thank you for watching today. Your first 3 pages, and these are the tools that we use as artists. The first page is the elements of art. You're going to put your name, you're going to decorate it. What I like about the decoration that I chose for this one is that it fills the page. It's nice and neat. My lines are neat. My patterns are neat. You don't see any places where I cross things out. So rather than to cross something out, you just need to make it somehow interesting. That way it will look neat. Your craftsmanship will be a part of this grade. Next, I have lines. You're going to have at least 9, maybe more. I overlapped a lot of the lines to make it more interesting looking. I have bumpy, spiral, dotted and wavy, diagonal, horizontal, dotted and diagonal, zigzag, curved, dotted and dashed. Over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shapes. You can use some easier shapes, or you can use pentagons and trapezoids and hexagons. And if you hear that tapping, that's Sadie, my dog, who is running around being excited about the snow. These are your first 2 pages. Again, your tiny book should open, and the next page is textures. You'll notice on the font or on the words, on the word, on all the tips, I added this little dot to make the actual word have a texture. Texture is how something feels or looks like it feels. These don't actually feel like anything, but they look like they feel like something. Here are 9 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes that I just drew freehand, and then I colored them in. Don't forget, if you make a line, you color either on the inside or on the outside, but you don't add color on top of a line. This is this week's assignment, number 9, to be turned in. If you have any questions, get back with me. I'll see you in class. Enjoy the snow. Bye.